This thing needs a hog-ass cam that slaps harder than your father-in-law.
No, your stepfather. Damn it, that's the way it is. Not father-in-law.
Well, it's November 14th on a beautiful Alberta night. We just finished watching the 2.4 hours of Les Mullets. Excellent race. Me and young Steven here, and we've got two nice cold frosty beverages on ice. We're gonna get a little bit of work done. We're gonna get a little bit of work done on the Galaxie tonight, and we'll take you along with us. All right, I'm gonna get to work on this carburetor. We're gonna get it rebuilt. Steven is gonna fool around over there and get the work done that I should have done weeks ago, and he's gonna get the ball joints on the passenger side done. Yo. So if you hear a little hammering and grinding in the background, that's just Steven. You can do the same thing I do and just ignore him. Let's get going. As you can see, the carburetor's off. Let's start taking it apart. I'll lay out some paper towel and we'll lay the pieces all out nice. I'm kind of limited on how much brake clean and carb cleaner I have, so we'll use it sparingly. Let's get into it.
Gross. Oh, hey. Dude. That is hard.
It's your accelerator pump.
That is harder than piss.
Can't imagine why it was leaking fuel there. Alright, so there's more we can tear apart on this. I'm a little hesitant too because I am a coward, but I'm not a carburetor guru. So as you can see in here, there's a lot of crap. Mostly just rust particles and dirt that come out of the fuel tank and the better part of 60-year-old fuel lines. So I'm going to clean out the inside of this fairly well, but first I'm going to open up the carburetor kit and we're going to make sure it's the right one, number one, and number two, see what all it comes with. Oh look, instructions, those would have been nice. Let's look at some pictures. Steven, you're good at reading storybooks.
Well, they have to have lots of pictures. Too much words and I get confused.
Well, they both look like my carbonator. I don't know. They both got pieces and they both got parts. Oh, I really do have everything to completely rebuild the whole thing.
If only music makers weren't a bunch of crybabies, we could play whatever we wanted.
Copyright-free music. Non-copyrighted background music. Oh, now we got it bumping. Ooh, look. Needle and seat. I guess I'm gonna change that. Wasn't gonna, but I'm gonna.
Is that rebuild kit not
Power
with a
valve.
float?
No. Most don't anymore. Power valve. Looks like I've got everything in here. So I guess it's time to stop being a coward. That's a carburetor. That's a carburetor, that's a carburetor, and that's a carburetor. The fuel goes in here. Witchcraft happens here. Exhaust comes out over there. It's fantastic. You could get us both a frosty cold beverage. Broken.
Just imagine trying to pitch that to Coors. Yo,
Where's your hammer?
We don't have a lot of subscribers, but we sure do enjoy your beverages.
That's exactly how I would pitch it.
I don't always drink Coors, but when I do, I'm out of AGD. Usually hammering a carb is not a good idea.
I'll put you in charge.
Never said I'm in charge.
One slightly damaged seat. We don't need that.
Get the new seat. It doesn't thread in!
And if the new seat doesn't fit in, it won't matter because that one's screwed.
You only hang out with me because I'm your last option.
I only hang out with you because no one else will do my work for me. And let me take the credit.
Makes sense. Can't really fault you for that.
Hey, I may not be talented, but I ain't stupid. Okay, so I gave it a spray out with brake clean. You're not supposed to use brake clean on carburetor parts. Also, if you really cared a lot, you'd clean it a heck of a lot better than this. You'd fully disassemble it. I have no intention of keeping this carburetor for more than, I don't know, 6 months. I just want it to not leak all the fuel out so that when I crank it, it starts, and when it's running, it doesn't create a giant fire hazard.
Coward.
Let's get at it. And there you have it. 300 million hours later, you have an unprofessionally rebuilt carburetor. Let's get this thing on. Carburetor is rebuilt and on there. Well, as rebuilt as these two guys are going to make it anyway. Key wallet. We'll probably have to gas it a few times till we get fuel up to the carbonator. Clear?
Yep. Okay. Yep. Just try again. Nope.
Turn that charger up.
There you go.
Ready?
Yep.
Just about.
Okay. Your GoPro went for a little bit of a flight. Has a cold light on the dash.
Yeah. You know what I like? Just the smoke.
Yeah.
No, I like how it just starts and idles.
Also, I like how that fan is just...
Oh yeah, yeah. Here's the death wobble of the old fan just giving her.
Which is always good on a fiberglass.
Especially with no shroud, so you can just stick your fingers in it.
But hey, at least this just turns to dust.
Oh, it's still leaking. Oh, it's leaking right here. I just gotta put new O-ring on that. Hang on.
Well, that one is rough shape, so that's it.
Oh, good old Primo. Good old premium fuel.
Ah, found it.
You sure?
Oh, Mike!
What?
It even comes with a med strip and imperial ruler.
Well, that's to measure your float height.
That's classy.
See? This one right here. You know what that is, eh?
It's a filter.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, this is a... It's kind of like almost like the GM carbs. Their filter was actually inside the carb.
Inside the carburetor, yeah.
I ended up changing...
Some Rochesters were that way, the later ones.
Yep. Mine, I had to change the filter out, and it kept leaking around here because I couldn't get stop leaking. So I ended up just pulling the filter, putting the thing in, JB welding the ever-living piss out of it. It stopped leaking and just had an inline filter. Yep.
Classy. That's why I trust you as a mechanic, because you just hodgepodge everything.
Exactly. You know what? If you can't hodgepodge things, you're not a real good mechanic.
Anybody can fix things with instructions.
Anyone can fix things with brand new parts and the instructions. Not anyone can just hodgepodge something back together and make it work.
Well, exactly.
And that's
not everyone can royally screw things and still have it work.
Like, I'm not a parts replacer. I'm a fixer.
You're a farm fixer.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, fire up.
Fires up.
Oh, it's so nice just boom, touch the key.
It almost fires up as well as my 12 valve.
This just scares the ever-loving bejesus out of me.
That fan just...
Does it smooth out when you rev it? It pulls itself nicely forwards.
Genuine flex fan. Alright, killer.
For that lack of horsepower drop.
Brake clean.
Actually, this is the nice brake clean. It doesn't burn when you get an open
It
loop.
doesn't spray. It has no pressure spraying either,
Oh.
so you use 10 times as much to do the same
I
thing.
literally just had that happen to me, like with a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. So this is like this is the no tears shampoo version of brake clean. Nice brake rotor.
Works better on the ground. It's not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, it's a full stop, so clearly it's
I
working.
was just making sure I had grease.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Here's let it sit for a minute here and see if it fires up this one.
We'll do it right now. We'll just fire right up.
Let's give her up.
I'll bet you a beer on it.
Well, I won't take that bet, so I'll probably lose.
I didn't mean today.
Oh, okay.
PFI Speed is in Colorado. And they just won 2.4 hours of their mullets, so.
Spoiler alert!
Yes.
As this video comes out like a week after the fire.
As this video comes out 3 weeks after Les Mullets.
So exhaust this thing, we're thinking turn downs, right? Because I know you love them so much.
If you put turn downs on this car, I will freaking remove your nuts from your wife's purse and throw them at your dad's head.
There's Trans Ams in the late 70s.
That's the only acceptable use of turn downs in the
And
world.
they're double turn downs.
2 straight pipes out the back, set of bottles, 2 1/4 pipe. I'll be happy. You realize the front suspension of Fiero came out of a Chevette. Sick.
Don't litter, people. If you learned anything from this YouTube video, don't litter.
Doesn't matter what we say here because I'll just cut all this out.
No, it stays in. When your channel actually gets big, you have to like have a website.
When I
set up.
get 10 subscribers.
You have to have like a separate website where you put all of your raw, unedited shit on.
Or do like Skid Factory does and do it after the Patreon credits.
Coors Banquet is #2 beer in all of Kazakhstan. Very nice.
Very nice. So there you go. If you learned anything today, we don't know what we're doing. Don't litter. And Coors Banquet, #2 beer. And Pink Whitney. Wouldn't do again.
Do not recommend. Time to adjourn this meeting?
Yeah, this meeting of the minds.